Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just listening to my tape, which I realize is not funny to most of my audience, but those who used to buy cassette tapes to listen to music would understand they really wouldn't understand the reference. Anyway, I'm not listening to real music, otherwise the music industry would come after me, and I treasure my life the way it is, spending time with you, the camera, and the chat room, all day long, 24 hours a day at live.pirillo.com. Got a top 5 list came in. I solicit those if you have top 5 tips for anything potentially related to technology, the internet, hardware, software, you name it. And in this case, this top 5 list came in through a community member at large, and it has to do with the top 5 steps the music industry can do to improve record sales. Record. You remember records? Yeah, they even are older than tapes. I mean, that's not what a cassette tape looks like. If you're too young to know, just Scotch tape. You hang it on stuff. Yeah. Hi, Chris, long-time listener, first-time caller. I've seen your top 5 videos on YouTube, and I thought I should send you 5 good ideas I had. I do not know if this is an interesting thing to talk about, or if you might think that copy restriction is the way to go. So if you feel this list is appropriate, feel free to talk about it. If not, please don't talk about it. I'm talking about it now. By the way, my nick in the chat room is Chefin6. I'm not a big talker, but I am a ninja stalker. What is it with ninjas? Number 1, put money into an open source iTunes killer, like Songbird. The record industries need an application that can work on all platforms, and on the deal, they get free development. It's a pretty good idea. I've tried Songbird in the past. I don't know if I'd say it's a full-on replacement to iTunes, but I think it's a step in the right direction. Number 2, invest money in BitTorrent and make it a part of the iTunes killer. BitTorrent is one of today's fastest distribution platforms, and I am sure that it does not need much development to make it a pay-to-access distributor. Well, if I understand BitTorrent, it's not really a platform so much as it's a series of network protocols that allow you to or I guess a mishmash of P2P hackery that make it simple for you to download things from a distributed network of peers. That's kind of how the nature of P2P. We've talked about BitTorrent before, certainly. I guess if you're going to call it a platform in the sense that a lot of people are using it, well, yeah, then I guess it is a platform. I know some people have made a run of monetizing BitTorrent to a certain degree of success. I think it's a good way to go. Certainly people are using it, so if you can't beat them, join them. Number 3, hire people that know computers to make the music available in as many good DRM-free formats as possible. The reason Oink was, and other pirate websites, is more popular than the music stores are because of proprietary formats. When an honest person buys a song, he or she should be able to at least listen to it in different bit rates for different people. Someone wants a song in a fast MP3, and someone wants the bloated wave. That is human nature. It's a little awkward, that statement there, but I think we get your point. Certainly DRM is no good for the end user, like you or me. DRM, digital rights management. We've talked about that before in previous videos as well. Unfortunately, those who still believe that control is still there, they labor under the delusion that DRM works. It doesn't. It just makes us mad. Sorry. Number 4, allow any music stores to sell music from their DRM-free library through their iTunes killer. For all the music industry is worth, they do not need another locked-down music store like iTunes. To allow everybody to sell music side to side will only increase competition. I think we get what you're writing here, certainly. For this to be a win, it's less about how I get to the music I want and just that I can get to the music I want where I want to get to it. And, it's a point taken. iTunes is very closed. I mean, it works well so long as you use compatible devices. or software that's compatible with iTunes, which is pretty much just iTunes. In terms of managing the songs that Apple sells through their store. Of course, iTunes does manage non-DRM free, listen to me, DRM free tracks, or, just regular old MP3s. In fact, you can sign up for, I believe it's called iTunes Plus, and that will allow you to download DRM free, or relatively, no DRM stamped to it, but there's meta tags that are stamped to the MP3s that you download, which can be edited out through iTunes Plus. So, Apple isn't totally evil. They're only partially evil, so we'll just have to partially love them. Number 5, profit. And I think that makes sense, although it's less of a thing that they can do to improve record sales, because in order to improve record sales, that it would imply that if it was improved, then you would profit, right? I think there are many paths to profit. Certainly, and as we've discussed before as well, Radiohead with their effort in releasing the album to the internet and letting fans download it for whatever price they wanted to pay for that album. To me, I'm a big music subscription believer. I love XM radio. I used to love Urge for what it gave me. I guess I kind of like Rhapsody, although it's still a usability nightmare. Go figure. It's from Real. Sorry if anybody out there works at Real or on the Rhapsody product, but you've got a long road to hoe. The idea, though, is that music should be federated and give me the ability to pay for it but not be restricted. DRM just upsets me. It upsets a lot of people. I've yet to meet a single consumer who's been thrilled with DRM, because most people don't know what it is, and then they can't figure out why the music that they bought for XM won't play on their iPod. You try to explain that to somebody. It's frustrating. So here's my question for everybody out there. What do you think the record industry can do to improve sales? Whether it's record sales, tape sales, CD sales, music sales in general. What have you seen them do in recent years that seems positive? Have they embraced the community? Have they shunned it? Or a little both? Let me know your experiences. I'd be interested in finding out. You can email me, chris@pirillo.com. Certainly if you have your own top 5, I'd love to read it back and just evoke discussion or whatever. Chris@Pirillo.com is my email address once again. And if you want to chat with us, we're typically talking tech 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at one website on the internet that is completely DRM free. That's right. We do not believe that I can only be used in certain environments and not others. I am inherently cross-platform. And you know what? I want my entertainment to be the same as well. The chat room, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.